Yeah, I mean, you probably know what's going to happen eventually, but maybe you don't.
From the
actually.
title.
I had an idea.
Well, there's a
And
whole
nowhere to
song
go.
called
Sailors
What Do You
were
Do
known
with a
for
Drunken
that.
Sailor?
Exactly.
Excellent
What
point.
do you do?
Early in the
Nash.
morning.
Right.
Oh, you put him in the long boat till he's sober.
Mhm. But I mean, at the time, who would have they pointed fingers at? But they
Now,
were.
Thank God times have changed.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
There's a small lantern in the passageway that shines just enough light for him to see Captain Nash on the floor. Blood splatter all over her bed.
Oh my god.
So he was a little concerned someone might be on the other side of the door, and they had formed a mutiny. Maybe they should throw it overboard so no one can use it again.
What?
Could there be a more perfect name for an axe murderer? The corpses, on the other hand, were out in the hot July sun.
Oh,
yeah, I forgot.
Bram responded with, "He couldn't see me from there."
Don't look at my bag. It's just a killing kit. That's all.
Wow, crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were murdered horrifically, but it kind of ended up kind of nice-ish.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantel.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Megan, and I would love it, personally, if you would like and share and rate and review this podcast wherever you listen. Also, we have an awesome YouTube channel that Chantel does a lot of work on, making
Yes.
really cool, I assume, explosion transitions
Of
and
course,
all kinds of cool
Yes.
stuff.
There's a wave actually,
also-
and there are a lot that I use. I use a wave.
There's also Smell-O-Vision, which
Yes.
is patent pending.
Yeah.
But in general, the more you interact with us and rate and review and share and all that stuff, it just makes the podcast reach more people.
Mhm.
And ideally, we want to be
Yeah.
billionaires and fly you all out for a girls trip.
Yeah.
So help
Yes,
us help
please
you.
do. And yes, please check out Chantel's YouTube. She's like probably better than Michael Bay at the effects. and
Oh,
stuff
yes,
at
of
this
course.
point, but
I know. Yeah.
So
um,
much. And no,
Guys,
and
I
no,
literally
like,
just add photos into the videos.
No, I'm sure that there's
very
explosions. I'm sure.
beautifully. You've,
Yeah, thank you.
I'm always
The Halloween
impressed.
ones, I take a little more, little
'cause it gets
more
scary.
time. Yeah, to make them all creepy for us.
Oh my God, is it almost Halloween yet? A few more
No.
months.
In my heart. Oh,
It's
speaking of
Summerween.
Halloween.
Summerween.
You need to go on said YouTube channel because you can then see my Springoween nails. So I
They're
have
so cute.
little strawberry spiders and lily of the valley with little ghost faces,
Yeah.
and they're really cute.
They are
So
really
adorable.
cute.
I mean,
we have to take pictures
how are you gonna
and
see
post them.
these?
Why haven't you posted them? I've actually already shared pictures of those with people I know. So
That's
Oh,
okay.
nice.
So you're posting more than me. I even just got back from a trip, and I haven't had a fucking minute. Like,
What's a
I'm
minute?
so
What's that like?
overwhelmed with. Oh, I'll post soon. I had a great trip, but like I got back and I had 100 emails. Like, leave me alone. I'm
my
just
God.
a
I
girl.
went away for like 3 days. Come on.
It's like we can't even get into it because I'm sure we have a murder or a haunted ship or something to cover. But I just need another vacation, and
I
that's
just,
all. But I love you guys.
I wanted
That's
to
all.
say very quickly, I mean, I don't know when this is coming out or if we're there yet, but if you can hype the videos or hype our reels on YouTube, that will really, really help. It is specifically made to help smaller profiles get out there. And we're very small. If we can't hype yet, it's because we haven't reached the limit, which is 500 followers. We need 500
We're so
followers.
close, though. We're very close.
So you can
I'll-
get us there. You can then hype us, and that would be really, really helpful and amazing.
Yes.
And the reels are awesome. She also
know.
makes the reels.
I do.
And they're very,
Well, we
very
make
funny.
our own personal reels sometimes too. So
Well,
That's
we're
true.
starting to more and more.
We're trying to get more of those out there. And there's not many things that are free right now, but that's something you can do for free. So just, let that
Yes.
settle and feel good
that
about
that
it.
costs nothing, and it does so freaking much.
It
Really.
does.
Mhm.
But we're not here to just hype ourselves up. Well, we kind of are. But we're here for a story today, I think.
Yes.
I think. Do we
Yes,
have any?
we are.
Who's preparing?
Why are we here?
Oh, wait, is it my turn?
I'm not presenting, right?
Let me write
I'm
something real
just
quick.
going to read a book really quick. So I actually did not the full thing because I did run out of time, but I am going to finish it. But for my case today, I read this book,
Oh.
First of all,
Murder
Ted
Aboard.
cover.
I know.
It is.
I also love that font. I feel like we use that font in our
Yes, it's the perfect
I-
media
murder.
stuff.
I read it as a broad. I swear I'm not
Well,
dyslexic.
It was also abroad, but
Okay.
it's aboard and
I
abroad.
think it was aboard abroad.
Abroad. Okay.
So it's by C. Michael Hayam. I should have looked up how to pronounce your last name, Michael.
Chaim.
Hiam. I
Yeah,
wasn't
Chaim.
planning on saying it, and then I realized I have to
Also,
say
we're
it.
going to add that to the Coast Files library, which I've started.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you notice, I
Yeah.
have
This
post
is a
number 1.
It was a very good book. So
Okay.
Awesome, then.
I'm going to finish reading the last part later, but I did read a lot of it, and then I went online for some of the stuff that I didn't get to. So the most important part, the murder, was covered.
Oh,
I
thank
read the
God.
book. So, okay. I'm going to take you back to the 1890s. So the Herbert
love it.
Fuller was built in 1890.
Another Herbert.
The Herbert Fuller. I should have
don't
actually
love the
made
name.
this photo first, and for some reason I swapped them. But you can actually go to my second photo to see the ship first.
Okay.
Wait.
There we go.
Don't
This
I'm gonna
is a
refresh.
wooden sail ship, 158 feet long, or 22.3 shacks, 36
you.
feet wide, or 5.1 shacks, and 18 feet deep, 2.5 shacks. So now you have a good
Okay.
sense
This
of how
is
big it is.
so good to know.
It really
We need
is.
to know
2.5
this.
shacks. Okay.
It was
It's a pretty ship.
about to depart on a long voyage on July 3rd, 1896, traveling 6,000 miles to Buenos Aires in Argentina and then to the Panama River in Rosario, Brazil. On board, if you go to my first photo backwards, was the captain, Charles Nash, his wife, Laura.
Sorry, the mustache. I have to stop really quick. That's the most amazing mustache I've ever seen. Okay, go
And
ahead.
this is the
That's a
only
mustache
photo I
time.
could find.
The drawings of some of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a Saturday morning like sketch, or like someone's like in court and look at the court.
yeah,
artist is like-
this was from a
still.
court drawing, so yes.
Oh, amazing.
shit, okay. God, I'm good.
Laura Nash, his wife, Thomas Bram, the first mate, August Blomberg, second mate,
Just his
Jonathan
back.
Spencer. So August I couldn't find a photo of, so I put a random
Oh, okay.
person steering a ship
It's like they only
from
had his
behind.
back.
So there's
It's
yeah,
me, August. Oh, yes. That does look like
Yes.
August.
yeah.
I'd recognize the back of that head anywhere.
I mean, you'll never know. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's
It could be.
August. Jonathan Spencer, the steward. Francis Frank Loeck, the sailor. He is from France. Henry J. Slice, another sailor. He's the bottom. He was from Germany. Henry Perdot, a sailor also. He was from Sweden, I believe. And Charlie Brown, also a sailor, also Swedish.
It's the same amount of letters, like Charles,
Charlie.
Charlie. Like, how is that a nickname? I knew. Sorry,
Sorry. Falk Wasson, also a sailor. Oscar Anderson, sailor, and then Lester Monks, the passenger. So all the crew.
passenger.
Okay.
The
Is he
passenger.
the only passenger? Okay.
He's the only passenger. So
Oh.
we'll get to it.
I have a feeling I know who done it.
Well, no, you don't.
Oh,
No,
no.
you don't.
Okay.
No.
Are you saying it was
I
me,
mean, it could
Lester
be.
Monks?
Can we blame poor Lester?
Don't look at my bag. It's just a killing kit. That's all.
And also for business. I'm here on a
Business
business trip to do
It's a
business
businessman.
things.
So the ship was carrying a large cargo of pine boards worth about $15,000 at the time, and the time to travel to Argentina to drop off the supply was around 60 to 70 days. So you would need lots of supplies on board for the people for that type of journey. So the captain's second in command was Thomas Bram. So that was the third guy there. He was very experienced at sea. He was a black man, at least probably half black man. He was 33 years old, about 5'7", muscular, and most importantly, he told the crew he was from Nova Scotia.
Oh.
Do we like Thomas?
Yeah, you're good with Thomas, I think.
Okay.
for now.
Because his
Yes.
photo looks like
It looks
could
like a
be
prison photo.
jail
Yeah.
photo.
We're gonna, I mean, this is the only photo I could find of Thomas, so maybe it's from another point.
But I mean, at
You know
the
what?
time, who would have they
Justice
pointed
for
fingers
Thomas.
at? But the
Yes.
person who was in full white. Sorry, but
Now,
they would.
Thank God
Remember-
times have changed.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Times
Remember
have
how
changed
smart
so
you
much.
two are. Don't go too crazy about guessing until I get there.
Okay.
Brain off. Got
yeah,
it.
no, you keep it online, but not too
Okay,
much.
just a little
okay?
bit.
Because you're
3
too
bars.
smart. It's calling out all the answers in class. Okay.
That is so me. I'm sorry. It was Excuse me, teacher, I know the answer.
You forgot to assign homework.
Okay, listen. I never went that far.
Yeah, you're crazy. Oh. And now you wish you didn't have so much homework, right, Chantal? But
Yeah, because I'm like,
you're a
God, can
podcaster.
I do. It's nice homework, but yeah, it's still homework sometimes.
Yes.
Like
So-
I have to research and write a case to present on Monday. When do I do it? Anyway,
I don't
I'll
know.
figure it out.
Monday.
Yeah, not till next week. Yeah.
Monday next week.
Monday.
Though. That's
Is
so
it Monday?
soon.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
Okay, I'll do it. It'll be fun.
Okay. Their one and only passenger, Lester Monks, wasn't in the best health. He was in college, probably late teens, early 20s, I believe. He had weak lungs and bad knees, and also terrible grades.
Was he
But-
inbred?
No.
Did the bad needs cause the terrible grades?
Yeah, apparently he was like a nice looking kid, but like, kind of weak and not smart. So
Okay.
I don't know why I find that so funny. He's a nice
Because,
kid,
like,
but he's
I
dumb
would
as
hate to
rocks,
be.
and
That's
he
what I'm.
can't-
That's what I'm remembered for. Is that I have weak knees, bad lungs, and I wasn't good at school. That's all anybody wrote about in the book about me was just, yeah, he was good looking, but like not so great.
Wait, who? Wobble knees? Oh yeah, yeah. He sucked at school.
Old wheezy lungs. Never got an answer right.
oh my God, you guys, this is gonna take 5 hours. Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
I needed
I'm gonna
this.
get a tissue. Yeah.
Me too.
So his father wanted him to gain some new experiences because, he was, a well-off family. So he was
Okay.
probably very secluded. So he thought at some time in the open ocean might do him well. Have you guys seen the Christmas movie Klaus?
No.
Do you remember that one?
No.
Where he gets sent. Oh my! It's like one of the
Oh,
best Christmas movies ever.
Maybe I did see that
It's
one.
a newer one.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
So his son's like kind of this like arrogant like jerk who's spoiled, and he sends him to
Weak
like
knees.
this very small town far away to gain life experiences and stuff. So that's anyway. That was the movie I thought
Listen.
of when I was reading this. You should definitely watch it.
My
this
my,
Christmas.
my culture is not your vacation, okay?
Oh, so yes, he came from a well-off family. His father had a lot of connections, especially in the marine world or maritime world. And he wanted to make sure his son would be with a reliable captain. So that captain would be Captain Charles Nash. He was 42. He came from a mariner family, and he had 21 years of experience. He was a
little bit.
no-nonsense captain who wouldn't be afraid to deal with a crew member who stepped out of line. So
Okay.
Foreshadowing.
But what about a passenger that stepped out of line
Oh.
with wobbly
Oh.
knees? So they stepped
Yeah.
crooked.
Bad lugs.
yeah, you're overboard with Captain Nash. So, I mean, luckily as a passenger, Lester was not going to be part of this. Like, passengers got good treatment. So,
Okay, got you.
Passenger.
passenger. So, Captain Nash met his wife, Laura, when they were 20 and 16, respectively. They would spend time together when he was back from being at sea, and they would eventually marry, and she would join him on future voyages. So aboard the Herbert Fuller, she would have the nicest accommodations, her room being described as a well-styled with nice finishings, the only room to be described this way.
Okay.
Good for you, Laura.
I mean, she's going to be at sea all the time. Like, this is their boat. Like, I'm going to have a nice room. And it looks like she had, like,
Oh, yeah.
her own room separate from her husband.
I was
So,
gonna
no, they
ask.
probably-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they, like,
It
came together.
well, it could be.
sometimes.
I'm sure that they
when they want to
met
rock the
up
boat.
later. But I'm sure, like, if you're a captain, you're not working 9 to 5. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're all over the place, like,
Right. So it
shift
makes
work
more
and stuff,
sense
So
to
yeah, he
get
probably
good
had a
night's
spot
sleep.
closer to the
Mhm.
helm.
I mean, they're
The
both close
bridge?
to the helm, yes.
Okay.
So, so her room, along with the quarters for the captain and the first mates, were called the after house. So you can actually go to my next photo. You can see what the after house layout looked like. And this was on the deck near the back by the helm
Oh.
at the stern part of the ship. So you can see the wheel up top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I also noticed some keywords written in
Yeah, don't
here.
read those too much. Just look at
Okay,
the words on the map.
All right, I'm just looking at the diagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't read too much. Let me
No,
see. Okay.
well, I mean, I read
So-
that, so it's
Yeah, I mean, you probably know what's going to happen eventually, but maybe you don't.
From the
actually.
title.
I had an idea.
But you don't know how.
From the title
or
of the
who.
book, I have an idea where this is going.
Yeah, but you don't know if it was like, Mr. Plum in the after house with the candlestick. You don't know that part yet.
I think it was the
That is true.
passenger.
We don't know the who, what, when, where, why,
So
or the how.
after house was 470 square feet, so it's really small, and the ceilings were only about 6 feet 10 inches. But it did have these 8 different rooms, as you can see from the photo, and like a main area in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So being respectful of their guests, Captain Nash gave Lester his room so he could be a bit more comfortable. And he would sleep on the cot in the chart room instead. So you see the cot in the chart room in the top part of that drawing. And then the passenger's room would be right below that, where the captain would normally sleep.
Okay, here we go.
So,
I was
okay.
on the first photo still.
So,
One
yeah.
second.
So
Okay.
only the captain and his wife would actually have access for the stern side exits. That's by the wheel. So only they were supposed to go out that way. And everyone else could go out the forward companionway, which is at the front there.
Mhm.
It's almost like a little ladder, but that's the steps.
Okay. Yep.
So Lester could use the main cabin for meals, and he would share that space with the captain and his wife. The nicest part of the quarters, really. The main cabin had the coal stove, the big table, the ship's only clock.
Oh.
Keep note.
Time's a luxury.
Really. And there was also some storage. They also kept the ship's axe for emergencies, cutting rigging, etc. And you go to my next photo there, you can see the after house is where it's positioned on the boat at the stern. Just to see where it is on the actual
For
ship.
some reason in my head it should be at the front, but no, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
There's more space at the
wheels
back.
at the back, so that's where the captain needs to be. So after days of waiting in the water, there's some Boston Harbor. They were waiting for weather to improve. They were finally able to set sail on July 8th, 1896 at 12 noon. The sea date was actually based, though, on solar time at this time. So noon was actually the start of the next sea date. In this case, it was July 9th. So just 92 years before Chantal was born. Yes,
You were there in spirit, I'm
Wee
sure.
glimmer in my great-great-grandfather's eye.
Exactly. The Herbert Fuller set sail. So this is honor for Chantal's birthday, even though this is not her birthday episode, right? No.
Correct.
No.
No.
So we have to plan that, though, Megan.
We're a month early.
So now ships
But
use...
it sneaks up so fast, so I'm actually
Right.
going to
We actually
right
probably
now
should
to
look,
do that.
because by the like 2 recordings from now, it probably will be.
Megan's actually going to present on my birthday.
Oh,
So,
well
there we
then,
go.
no pressure.
Mhm.
It's so much pressure.
So now ships use nautical time. The globe has like 24 different zones, and ships are required to use their nautical time when communicating via radio and while on board, but a lot will use the local time of the next port or whatever makes sense for their travels.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
just FYI, little fun ship fact.
So fun.
So the steward on board, Jonathan Spencer, he was the one taking care of Monk's needs, bringing him food, etc. So he was like their cook and, basically kind of almost housekeeping, like everything he probably handled. He was 24 and he was from St. Vincent in the Caribbean, and he was making some money while his wife was expecting their child. So he was kind of similar age to Monk's, and I think they got along, but even though they were very at different places in life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Monk's would end up bringing his own private stash of booze, even though his dad was hoping that maybe he wouldn't drink so much on the open ocean.
What are you going to do for a month and a half, though? Like, I
Right.
would bring fun stuff, too.
Exactly. So he would sometimes share his drinks with Brown, who would, share things like, how he didn't get paid that well and wasn't allowed liquor from Captain Nash didn't allow his sailors to drink on the
Uh-oh.
ship.
Okay.
Maybe little complaints here and there. And August Blumberg, the second mate that I mentioned, he would also sometimes join them. He was from Finland, but we don't really know much about him. I couldn't even get a picture, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I got the back of
The
his
back
head.
of the head.
The back of your head is ridiculous.
on the opposite side of the ship was the forward house. These were the quarters that were not nearly as nice. It was just kind of basic. It was where the crew slept. You can see them on the ship map there.
Mm-hmm.
The one that says foremast?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where they would have stayed. So very similar,
Okay.
but just not nice.
Got you.
And smaller.
Exactly. So the crew usually met right before departure. Unless they were really good, the captain would keep them, but usually he would just part ways with them each time to keep the costs really low in between trips. So being a sailor at this time wasn't like that great of a job, really, because you wouldn't get paid a lot, and then once you got back, you usually didn't have a job again until the next, ship would sail. So rather than pay them that, the week in between or something, he would just, all right, bye, and then I'll find new people. So the first mate would receive about $40 a month, second mate about $30 a month, and the rest of the crew were paid even less. So it wasn't that great of a gig, really, unless you liked being on the open seas.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of sailors he would hire didn't speak English, so they would just kind of communicate because they all knew how to sail, so they'd figure it out that way.
Hand signals.
But everyone seemed to get along with the captain, despite, some of the stories we've heard of him and, not let them have their booze and stuff like that. Everyone seemed to get along well with him.
That's a totally normal rule to have, like no
Yeah.
drinking on the job.
Right.
in
You
the
were like
open
literally
ocean.
driving the boat.
Yeah.
So.
And also just like, I don't know, no offense, but some people just can't handle their liquor and they get angry and like,
Well, there's a whole
nowhere to
song
go.
called What
Sailors
Do You
were
Do
known
with a
for
Drunken
that.
Sailor?
Exactly.
excellent
What
point.
do you do?
Early in the
Nash.
morning.
Right.
Oh, you put him in the longboat till he's sober.
Mhm.
Really, all the answers
That's
are
what
there.
we'll have for the music for this episode.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we get to the mystery.
Okay.
And the following part of the story will be from Lester Monk's perspective. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
So on the evening of July 13th,
The
they
drunken
were about-
17-year-old with bad lungs. His perspective.
I mean,
New
he might have been
Zealand's.
like 21 or something. I don't know, but he was young. I can't remember his age.
But still
he was a
drunk.
college
Yes.
age kid. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they cared so much about that in 1896.
No.
So, yes, on the evening of July 13th, they were about 600 to 700 miles from Boston, and the trip was at this point smooth sailing so far.
Mm.
Monks had gone to bed that night, but was awoken by screams around 2 a.m. He's not sure what to make of it at first, but he gets his revolver ready. The screaming continued. He slowly unlocked his door. The light is out in the main cabin. There is a small lantern in the passageway that shines just enough light for him to see Captain Nash on the floor. He had rolled out of his cot, or so it appeared. He was on the floor wearing his PJs. Monks went over to him, touched his head and shoulder, trying to wake him up, but he didn't move. Then he goes to Mrs. Nash's room. Blood splatter all over her bed, and she is deceased.
Oh my God.
The screams must have been hers. He slowly makes his way toward the deck, noticing the door to the deck. So this would have been from the bow, not the stern side where the wheel is, but the bow side was closed. He had left it open before he went to bed. So he was a little concerned someone might be on the other side of the door. So he opened it very slowly. Like I said, they were transporting a lot of pine boards. So there's lots of boards around. So he kind of hid behind those. As he went out there, though, I guess Bram noticed him and with a gun, and he threw a board at him, to which Monks tells him to stop, to come over quickly because the captain has been murdered. So a little tense already. They stop.
What if Bram is the bad guy? You're gonna trust him right away? Like,
I know. He did have a gun
I
though,
guess-
and Bram didn't. So
he's like, hey, we're friends, right? Get over here.
well, he didn't really fully trust him, but we'll get to some of that. So
Okay.
they stopped by Bram's room, and Monk asked him to grab his revolver. He noticed Bram was wearing his clothes from their first day, not PJs like Monk. So he was been working, because some men stay up at night to work
Okay.
different shifts. So some
Okay, yeah.
men's at the helm, other men are at the front of the ship. So that is pretty normal. He and Bram ended up going to Monk's room after, but he asked him to stay in his line of sight because Bram started to venture off. He's like, man, I need to see you while I get I need to put actual clothes on. I'm wearing my pajamas. So they do that, and then they ended up leaving the after house, and Bram noted that Monks noted that Bram did not inquire about Mrs. Nash, and he had not mentioned that she was murdered too. So he thought it was a little strange that would you not at least ask if anyone is the wife okay?
If you watch true crime, that's a huge red flag.
Yes. Now, but we'll also get to maybe a reason why he didn't. So back to the deck, Monks asked Bram if he knew the time, to which he replied he did not. Someone had reset the clock, so it wasn't clear what time it was to him.
I
So-
thought he thought it was 2 a.m.
Well, that's the time he thought it was. So we don't know for absolute certainty, or this might have been the time he thought he saw on the clock. So he asked where August Blumberg, the second mate, was. And Bram replied that he was with the crew in the forward house, and they had formed a mutiny. He claimed that Bram then asked monks to protect him and feared for his own life. He thought the crew didn't like him, and being the first mate, he was kind of like their boss when the captain wasn't there. So he thought, oh, like maybe I'll be next.
But you're going to ask weak knees, no lungs to protect you?
I know, right?
Also,
and
you
you're
didn't
also
think to
stronger than
mention
him.
the mutiny as soon as the murder happened? I'm really confused why
Well,
this
I
is
think
like...
he's saying like now knowing the captain's dead, he thinks it must be a mutiny and it must be the crew that's doing that. So now he's getting all in his head. Now, he claimed he drank some whiskey earlier with August, and he feared that he might have been poisoned because he was feeling really unwell. He had thrown the cup overboard, and this was around midnight. And he, at this point, with monks, starts vomiting. So it sounds like he really is sick.
But you can
I know
also
people
vomit
can make
from just
themselves
drinking too much.
vomit. Yeah, exactly. So, and he kind of stumbling around and acting a little odd. And it just seems like he's off, basically. So they end up noticing there's two men on deck, one at the helm and one at the bow. So Monk said he would cover the man up front and Bram should cover the man at the back just to make sure, like, we don't know what's going on. They're literally like waiting it out until it's not nighttime because it's also probably really dark.
Oh my God, there's no lights anywhere.
Yeah,
I hate this.
Unless there's like moonlight, you're not going to have much light. So Monk said he wanted to wake up the steward, Spencer. But Bram was convinced they'd be attacked by the crew. So they waited until the morning to wake Spencer. Monks delivered the news about the captain and he went to sea for himself. He witnesses the captain's lifeless body and immediately checks on the second mate, August, who was also in the after house, and he was dead in his bunk. So August is dead too.
No one checked on him all night.
No. So, and again, maybe it's just because it was really dark and the lantern was out. I don't know. But they were just scared.
And isn't that Brahms' alibi? He was like, I was with August all night.
He was up with him until midnight, he said. Okay. So the murders happened sometime between 12 and 2 a.m.
It's just like now your alibi is dead. So,
well, he was on his shift to a certain point, and then they parted ways. So
just keeping all options open.
You should. So Bram ends up giving his weapon to Spencer and tells Monks to give him his weapon, to which he refuses. Spencer tests out Bram's weapon, firing a shot into the ocean. It goes off, but then he tries again, and it's just a click. So he opens the barrel of the gun, and he sees like the remaining bullets seem to be like maybe they were smashed with a hammer at some point, but they weren't going to fire. So it kind of seemed like, all right, did you know your gun sucks? So you're trying to get the one good gun, maybe? So... Next, Bram notices something. He cries out. He sees the axe. Remember the axe I mentioned really quickly that I tried to gloss over so you wouldn't get too suspicious?
Didn't gloss. It's written. When I see the word axe written on a page, I'm like, that.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Back.
Well, yes, you were supposed to see that, but I should have.
And another axe in the storeroom. I'm like, this axe is coming up a lot.
Yeah. We just like axes, okay?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of wood around. You never know.
There is a lot of wood.
There is that. Yeah.
God, I bet it smelled amazing.
Yeah. That pine. Oh my gosh.
Pine.
So he runs over to the axe and there's blood on it. He holds the axe and is upset, but also, as Monks put it, seemed to have a menacing grin. So Monks said that maybe they should throw it overboard so no one can use it again.
What? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't like any of these.
Monk wants to throw away the murder weapon.
Well, he's worried that having it on board, someone else could use it again.
There's guns.
Yes, but I would rather die by gun than an axe, to be honest.
Fair, but I feel like now that everyone's awake and on edge, though, I'm going to see if you're coming at me with an axe.
There's also hands, and there's open ocean, and whoop, over
Yeah.
the side.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, Spencer tries to stop this from happening. He's like, let's not get rid of the murder weapon. But it was too late. Bram threw the murder weapon overboard. So bye-bye.
Sus.
Okay, Bram.
Suspicious.
So 3 other men and the other crew members with Frank. So Frank is at the wheel at this point. He's the Frenchman I mentioned. They start to throw accusations around, and Spencer at one point points the finger at Henry Slice, which is,
Wait, the guy that's doing this in the photo?
right, who looks like he's
Has the
insane.
Widest
And
eyes
his last
ever.
name is
Trustworthy.
Slice. Like, could there
Mhm.
be a more perfect name for an axe murderer?
I
No,
bet you
there really
as soon as
couldn't.
that happened, he was like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I know what
He's
you're all
the-
thinking.
He's like, low blow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
But
Listen,
yeah,
guys,
it's-
I'm totally okay. Okay, it
I've
wasn't me.
never axed anybody.
Just don't look at my eyes. I know.
Except that one time.
I look
but,
crazy.
like, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Yes. To be fair, that photo was taken after this whole ordeal, so maybe he was kind of.
He was a little, that's fair.
I need
Yeah.
to look at it again. I need
Yes.
to look him in the eyes.
So Bram throws out a theory that maybe they all end up
Assuming
like. So his theory was that maybe August, the second mate who had been drinking, entered Mrs. Nash's cabin with the intention to sexually assault her. And then Captain Nash walked in, and it was a whole thing, and he ended up killing her, killing the captain, and then he dies from the wounds that he sustained during this altercation.
And they're all dead, so we can't ask anyone.
Right. And he
Yeah.
happened to go back to his room and happened to get rid of the murder weapon on the deck the whole time. He's a very organized, killer. So
Yes.
he could get himself back to bed.
Accidental killer who, crime of passion, it seems like. Yes. Very, very organized.
Yes. So this was like a terrible theory, obviously, but everyone was just kind of like wanted to, I guess, maybe temporarily buy that theory so they could feel a little bit better about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So if the murderer was already dead, then it couldn't be anyone else
Yeah.
on board. So everyone
So
feels
I feel better and I can sleep now.
Yeah. So they all kind of signed this testimony like, that's all right, that's what we think. So the crew put the bodies in a small boat on the deck, and originally they were going to go south, but his Bram said, like, let's still do our delivery. But the others were like, no, we have to get back to shore because there's been like a triple homicide. We need to bring these bodies back.
Guys. We have a job to do. Let's just push through and we'll deal with
Just
the other
put
murders
the bodies
later.
underneath some of the pine. No one
we
will
can
smell
build them
anything.
a little, like a little
We can build
casket.
coffins. Yeah.
Exactly. Done.
They have a lot of pine boxes.
Yeah. We can build
So
a
they
little
just-
boat, put them on there, give them,
Yes.
light it on fire from far.
Because there is a Viking,
Yeah.
right? There's a guy from Finland.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to know how to do that.
So then there's really no evidence. So where is the captain and his wife?
Doesn't matter.
And the second
We
mate.
dropped them off in Bermuda on the way, and they wanted
Yeah.
to stay forever.
I know.
It was a
Who
great
would've thought,
story.
right? Anyway, do you want to buy our pine?
So
Don't mind the
they
bloodstain.
ended up not doing that, and they talked about maybe going to Bermuda, but with the wind and waves, it would take a lot longer. So Bram suggests another city. Can anyone guess where they might go?
Okay, wait. So they have, in my mind, they've just left Boston and all this has happened. So are they still like off the coast of the U.S.?
Yes, and they're a little probably more north than I'm going to show you in a second, but it'll give away where they go. So
I have a
Um,
feeling it's somewhere in Canada, and I'm going to feel like we're.
No, it can't be because they're going south.
But if
more
they're
north
still
than
barely
you
left
think.
Boston,
Yeah.
are they
And remember,
going
they
to.
thought about going to Bermuda, but it was going to be too difficult it was going to take them longer with the winds and the currents. So they picked somewhere else to go.
I think, like,
instead.
I'm never-
they're gonna go to
a good
Canada.
port. Yeah, so
Halifax?
where? That's right.
Yarmouth?
Halifax.
Oh!
Sorry, I thought you guys were
That's
going to guess it
crazy.
immediately.
Is it what's his
But
face?
yes,
Is
it
it
is-
his hometown? Who was it that was from there
Probably.
again?
Well, Bram said he was
Bram.
from Nova
Right.
Scotia.
Right.
Oh, wait. He said he was from
Said
Nova
he was from
Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay.
So go
Graham,
to, you
I
go to my
was rooting
next.
for you.
Well, no, still root for him. You're fine. So go to
You're
my
not.
next photo.
You're making a hard case.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it mysterious. So you can see that's the star in the middle of the water is where they were, and then the other star is obviously Halifax.
Oh,
And-
oh, so they were still quite far. Okay, I thought they would have.
They're
been
still
closer
quite
from
far,
what you
but they're
said, yeah.
like, yeah, they were more north than I
Yeah.
really thought. Because they're going to Argentina, so they would have to kind of go out a bit. So
Yeah.
but where they were was actually like not that far from where like the Titanic would sink eventually. So
Oh.
that's about where they were.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, Hendrik Purdock, the one of the Dutch men that was on the ship, approached Bram with some new suspicions. This time for Charlie Brown. I'll go back to him.
I just realized.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was more shocked with Charlie
Versus
being short form. I'm like, just go by Charlie. Or like, I don't understand.
Well, it's Charles.
I know, but like it looks like Charlie.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like IE is
Got
Charlie.
you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's how I
Charlie
spelled
Brown.
it.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
Which
Okay.
is not after the character, but you know.
I assume not, but it's just ironic.
He's basically saying, I don't think anyone's buying this theory we put out there, and the evidence doesn't show that. So he was saying that Charlie was acting really strange the night of the murders, and he put like his mattress outside to sleep, which was odd. And he was checking people just like the following night to see if they were actually asleep and telling them to go to sleep. So he's like, that's really odd.
That's weird. Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
And I saw in another source that he ended up admitting to changing his clothes sometime at the night of the murder due to being cold. But
Well, I mean, I was
remember-
thinking it would be really cold to be sleeping outside.
True.
That's where his mattress was.
But whoever did the murders would have blood on them, right?
Yes, so
But
they would want to
no
change their
one was
clothes
ever found wearing with any blood on them.
Oh.
So whoever
Clothes
did
over
this,
the sides, maybe.
yeah, whoever did this definitely changed their clothes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm assuming that August also wasn't found with any blood on him then either, or
Well, aside from his
his
own.
own.
Yeah,
From,
yeah.
'cause
So
he
we're
was
gonna
dead.
get to an autopsy later, but yeah, everyone had
Oh.
blood, and some people had more
Everyone had
but
blood.
the person who did this would have blood on them. Like there was
Yes,
no
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
He also claimed, that's his Charlie Brown, that he was seeing ghosts of the deceased and indicated he'd be with them.
No.
Yeah.
You're doing too much, Charlie. You're doing way too much. No.
He was also disobeying commands, and at one point it looked like he was going to run off the deck, but he was stopped. So he's
my
acting
God.
really odd.
Maybe there's just some like old-fashioned mental illness going on.
or maybe just some
yeah, there's-
sea craziness, happiness,
sea madness.
sea madness.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to get to that stuff. So
Okay.
the next morning they decide we need to just like detain him because he's being crazy.
That's fair.
He's weirding me the fuck
Yeah.
out. And
That's
I
why
don't know
Henry looks like this.
Right.
if he was my roommate.
Charlie's right there. Can't anybody see that Charlie's right there?
Fuck. Yeah, I'm beside him. Yeah, so he ends up being tied up on the dock where some of like the wooden planks are. So with Charlie detained, there seemed to be some brief relief. But Spencer still thought that could be someone else involved. So he asked Monks for his weapon, and Monks gave Spencer the weapon. I think he really trusted Spencer, especially, as the story goes on. He seemed, I think they're similar age too, so they're probably like
Yeah,
bros.
well, didn't you say, because I'm looking, I have the photo opened up separately so I can like look at all the faces.
Mhm.
So Jonathan Spencer, correct me if I'm wrong, he was the guy, they were similar age, and he was like kind of serving him. He was
Yes.
like the,
Yeah, he's like the
so
cook.
he was like,
and like
he's like the head stew, sort of,
yes,
as on Below Deck.
yes, that's exactly it. The only one too.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So by Friday, July 17th, they were only 200 miles from Halifax. And the corpses, on the other hand, were out in the hot July sun.
Oh,
all
I
know
forgot.
The corpses don't do so well. So to preserve the bodies the best they could, they kind of wrapped them up, but they also put them in a small boat and they decided to tow them the rest of the way. So the bodies are at least...
They're literally in the longboat
They are.
from the song.
yes.
Yes. They're
Okay, can
being
you just
towed.
imagine you like go to sleep and you wake up and like the bodies are gone because a wave like flipped them over?
Well,
like what?
Yeah, you would think that that's not. But anyways,
I wouldn't.
I guess.
Who are we? We're not. Not 17th, 18th century.
19th,
What is it?
It's the
Lindsay?
19th century.
19th century?
Isn't it?
I
Yes.
never
Yeah, it's the
know.
19th century.
Yeah,
never
because
know.
remember 20th Century Fox, the movies were always for the 19th century. That's how I remember it.
No,
21st
No.
century.
I think I'm just gonna do. If it starts with an 18, it's the 19th century. So
Yeah.
it's the 21st century.
Yeah,
I'll do
it's
that.
always the one ahead
Yeah.
because it's like you're heading into that
Yes.
century.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
I'm still a little confused, but I think I'll be okay.
I always get confused for a second as well with those.
I'm just
Okay.
like -1. Okay.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start doing.
Okay. So as they get closer to Halifax, they see another ship, and Monks is really confused that Bram wouldn't try to signal the ship that, hey, we had a mutiny on board. And Bram's like, I guess.
And 3 murders.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So they hang their flag, upside down, whatever the signal is, and they sound their horn. And like Monk's a little confused why Bram doesn't know like a sign to put up for mutiny, but he ends up putting up some like need assistance signal, but it wasn't really quite the same. And the ship ends up leaving. It's probably
imposter.
confused.
I'm getting the sense Bram isn't who he says he is.
Well, we're going to get to more parts of the story. Okay. So after this and the previous suspicions that they had already had for Bram, Spencer convinces Monks that Bram should also be detained. This came after Spencer interrogated Brown for so long that he believed Bram was behind it all. So they tie him up, and Bram, of course, confused, asks why he's being detained.
It's like, dude, look at your actions.
Yeah,
you're
like,
super
you're being
suspicious.
Weird. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Spencer says, I don't know if you actually killed them, but I feel like you like should know more. Like you were like there close by. So I'm just confused. I think you were either involved or something like that.
Or just his behaviors are really weird.
Yeah.
And they're not in the action of let's fix the problem, let's get help. They're very
Right.
like, oh, let me throw the murder weapon over the side of the boat. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
And
like,
he's
it's
now
all
like, as the first mate, he is the now acting captain. And they
He's
also
the
got
captain
into
now.
a little bit of like I think argument about if there would be any compensation for bringing the boat back. And Spencer was saying, well, like they're not going to give like a black man the compensation. So why not? Like, I think that maybe that was part of it too, to be like, all right, he's not in charge, so that way we can maybe get some money out of this. I mean, Spencer is black too. So he's not saying him, but like, maybe if you aren't in charge. So I think that could have been some of the motivation.
Potential motivation.
Yeah. So so they get to
Says
Halifax, they pull in their bodies. It smells so bad. Like anyone on the docks are just like it's too much. No one can be near this. It's so bad. Of course, though, this is starting to other people are catching a whiff, not just of bodies, but of the story. So the reporters.
Lindsay, you were so proud of that.
I wrote that down. I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
go with it.
whip. I could see it in your eyes. Your eyes are twinkling.
Every time I write something with that AI, I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
A whiff of the story.
But in all seriousness, it was like
Be serious now.
journal.
Back to murder.
Back to murder, Megan.
3 murders too. I still can't believe
like
this
crying
is
laughing.
wild.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of reporters were trying to hear what happened. And Monks, took it upon himself to share his heroic story at sea. So he claimed that
I got a
was the
really good
one
story to tell you.
after
His knees are knocking.
after they were forced to detain Bram, he took over as captain. He's this young man. So
okay.
really,
How
he's the
drunk
reason
was
they
he?
got back to Halifax. So, and also as a young rich white man, the narrative was a lot easier for him to control.
Oh my God.
As you can imagine. So he spoke of his long days at sea, unable to sleep, fearing for his life. And he gave his opinion that Bram likely killed the second mate, the captain, and his wife. Brown witnessed it all, and he was too scared to come forward right away. So now Brown is basically saying that Bram is the murderer. The one
He doesn't know. He hasn't seen anything.
No, he's now saying he witnessed it all. So Brown is saying he witnessed this.
Charlie Brown needs,
which we totally believe
psychological
Charlie
help.
Brown.
with a face like that.
Yeah. So with Brown kind of backing that up, Monks says he firmly believed, even though he didn't have actual proof, that Bram was probably the murderer, and that's why they detained him and kind of started treating him as the prime suspect. So he claimed that Bram's motivation might be to take the ships for the supply for the wood to another port and sell it. He'd also, to be fair, in the past had issues where he had like did like insurance fraud with the boat, saying it sunk and stuff. So he did have like a little bit of a sketchy past.
To be fair, it feels like every story we've covered, there is ship fraud.
Yes, there is a
So
lot.
it's not good, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good for him, but I feel like everyone did that at least once or twice in their career, it seems.
Right.
Everyone's committed some insurance fraud here or there, right? So
Who hasn't?
Hey, who among us
Life on the high
hasn't
seas.
beached a boat?
So they all are, though, detained at this point, even monks. But he's given much nicer accommodations at City Hall. So
Even
it's more
less a
like,
monk?
yeah, so he's more like staying in that nice place, but can't leave right away. Like a nice detainment.
Got to
Where,
set up in
if
the
you
hotel
don't
next
mind.
door.
Exactly. If you
sorry.
don't mind staying here a little bit, sir, while we figure out
Yes.
this murder.
And your roast chicken will be right up.
Yeah.
I assume that was a
Right.
big thing back then.
Everyone else, the crew was just in a basement cell of City Hall in Halifax.
nice.
So-
Damn.
I'm sure that was great
And-
back then.
They had to stay there because the U.S. authorities wanted to be involved, of course, because it was Americans that were murdered and it was an American ship. So they're like,
Okay.
this is kind of
There
our
it goes.
jurisdiction. So
Mhm.
Detective Nicholas Power was assigned to the case to question Brom, who seemingly
Detective
didn't
Power.
start with professing his innocence, which he thought was very strange. You think you'd open with that, according to the detective, who was so good.
Bram
So
he doesn't know. He just doesn't know. Like, what are you
Right.
doing?
he said that Brown's testimony against him was, pretty like compelling, but Bram responded that when he was asked, like, so basically, let's go to the next photo. Sorry. So Brown said he was at the helm, and you can see to the side there is like a window with bars. That is a window to the after house. So Brown said he actually witnessed Bram murdering the captain in the after house, because that's his cot would have been just off to the side there.
Now, he would
Okay.
hear that because the window was right there and the window's open. But I don't believe this, number one, because has been acting so crazy. But you wouldn't see who did it necessarily. It's pitch black, like you
Right.
said.
It's also nighttime. So, and Bram responded with, he couldn't see me from there,
exactly.
but
He couldn't
Wait,
see
hold
me
on.
from there? Like, he
Wait,
couldn't
yeah,
see me
the
from
phrasing,
there? Or, like,
could
he
not-
wouldn't
and
be
more-
able to see me from there?
exactly. More like he
Okay.
wouldn't be able to see me from there is what
Okay.
what was he said, but Power took it the first way that you said and considered this damning evidence. Power told him he thought he did it, but he also told him he didn't think he acted alone. And but essentially he's like, this is pretty damning. This guy says you did it. You just said some comment to me that sounds like you're admitting to it.
Yeah, like, no, he didn't see me there, which
Yes.
it sounds like he's placing himself there, but he knows that he wasn't seen. But
Yeah.
you're telling on yourself.
But we,
Right.
because it's very easy to take it that way.
And like you could maybe see in the window, but even from this like photo taken where it's light out, I can't see inside.
No.
No.
Again, you'd be able to hear. And if someone said, like, I heard his voice, I'd recognize that voice, like if he spoke or something. But the best you'd be able to do is hear commotion. Hear hear screams, but you couldn't see a thing.
Interesting though, that means Brown was at the helm that night, which he does admit to. And also interesting, the wheel can actually be tied up. So if you don't want to steer
I've seen that in movies.
right now, you can secure it. So you could
It's like cruise control.
exactly cruise control for ships.
A
So
rope.
in theory, he could have done that. The after house is right there. There's an entrance.
What would his
Okay.
motive be? Is it all about stealing fucking
He was
wood?
crazy.
Yeah, he was like, I want to
Isn't
sleep
that motive
outside.
enough?
I'm too hot. I
Why
have
isn't
to change
everybody
my clothes."
sleeping?
Are you asleep? Go to bed.
Don't mind the axe.
So further investigation into Bram also found out that he had different variations of his name, like Thomas Mead Chambers Bram. And he was actually from the Caribbean island of St. Kitts and Nevis, not Nova Scotia.
But like maybe he made his way up to Nova Scotia and he was like was he from the islands and then
Yeah, he
grew
was from
up in
the-
Nova Scotia?
I don't know. Maybe he's been to Nova Scotia. I mean, who would lie about being from Nova Scotia?
I know,
Luckily, we don't
right?
have to, but
Off topic but kind of related. Did you guys ever watch that movie, The Lighthouse, yet? The black and white one?
No, I
with
really
Robert
want to.
Pattinson?
It's
No,
on the
I haven't.
list. Don't tell me anything.
Please do it. I won't, but something that Lindsay just said triggered a memory.
Okay.
And Anyway,
And
watch
now
The
you're triggered.
Lighthouse.
Got it.
I'm triggered. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry,
I've just
sorry.
it unlocked a memory.
And Bram is also described as a man, a bit strange man, essentially. So he would also say kind of weird things sometimes, just kind of like maybe awkward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to always say he wanted to captain his own boat, but couldn't afford to. He had left his family on different occasions, like maybe because he didn't have money or something. And
That's not
for a
cool.
while, he worked at a restaurant. But, you know, it was put as a motivation potentially. Maybe he really wanted this ship. And by murdering, he could have the ship. So
Gotcha.
that was a theory put out there.
But I would also say, like, it's not easy for Black people. I can't imagine it's easy in 1896, and they're not going to just give the ship to like the next person. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that simple. Like, and
No.
Captain Nash probably has a family. He would leave it to, not.
But then maybe he's I mean, I don't he's very suspicious, but maybe he's also just not thinking logically.
But-
and if there's some like mentally things going on, he's like his brain process is not making sense.
I mean, Bram isn't like, he's strange more than crazy though. That Brown is more the Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
is more the-
crazy.
But if you're strange as well as everything else on top of that, and then you're also thinking everyone's going to point the fingers at me, let me try to divert attention as much as possible, because I don't it's like when you know that you see the husband and he starts acting really weird, but he legit didn't do it. He didn't murder the wife, but it's like you're just acting so weird that it's making you seem like you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
however,
because
most
you're
times
trying to
it
figure
is the
out
husband.
in most times,
How
I'm
to
just saying,
act.
in
You don't
the
know how to
cases where
act,
it's
and
not,
I've
you
never
don't know
been in
how
a
to
mutiny before. I don't know how to act.
There's
so.
something that I've heard a lot on like different like, you know, documentaries and whatever, and it says there is no like right way to grieve. There's no right way to act, and shock is a, you know, very unique experience for everyone. However, sometimes you just get a feeling, right? If someone's like overacting or not acting enough, which is tough because like
But you're also
all the
like, is
time
this-
in investigations, like cops always comment on that, like, oh, they seemed like too calm, or like they seemed
right, like you
they
can't
were
ever do it right.
making
But
it,
is
you
that
know.
also coming from nerves? Because it's like, I don't want anybody to
Right?
think this
Could
is
be.
me. I don't have an alibi.
But it's never treated as
And-
evidence. It's more treated as like, okay, we're gonna look into this further.
Yes.
It's not like any evidence. So Captain Nash's reputation is also called into question as a motive because, like I said, some people said he was known for being cruel to his sailors, and people also commented they had trouble recruiting for him in the past. So some said
Oh.
that could have been like maybe there was someone on board hated him.
Someone
that
pushed
was,
too far.
So that could have been one of the motives that was brought up. Meanwhile, Lester's father, you know, trying to look up for his
Big
son,
wig.
having found out what happened, rushed to Halifax to try to clear his son's name.
My baby boy.
It's my baby. So after all, he was the only one known to be in the afterhouse during the murders. So just
How did
but
he
he,
not
to me,
hear the
hasn't-
murders? If there was 2 murders, one
well,
person
we're gonna
screamed.
get to it right now. We're gonna get to it right now. The
I
evidence
still think
and the
most of
crime
it.
scene are next. Okay.
Okay, even though he's like a white man and I really want to hate him because he's like a preppy white kid, rich guy, I just like, what is his motive?
Looking
Like,
for
I-
excitement in his life. He's old, wheezy, you know, knock-knees McGee that's not very smart. So maybe he's like,
He's
I want
young.
something,
Easy.
and I'm going to salt, and I'm going to
knock-knees
say that
McGee.
I'm the captain, and
I don't get that kind of motivation from him.
Yeah, me neither.
listen, in the story that I would write.
See, that's the twist though. I'd
Wow.
be into that story.
There is
I
going to be a
just- I don't-
story that someone wrote if you want to hear about it. So just one sec, okay? Let's get to this.
We're
So-
getting
I guess we
excited.
can let you get there, okay?
Yeah, because I still got a little bit more stuff
we're
to
just
go.
pumped.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so the autopsy was conducted by Halifax medical examiner Dr. William D. Finn. He examined the 3 bodies, and of course, the crime scene has been towed along as part of the story. So Laura Nash was the only body that was reasonably well preserved. The other 2 were very decomposed, like severely at this point.
Damn.
Good girl.
All died of axe wounds, and all sustained serious head wounds and skull wounds. Like there's,
Oh.
if you don't like this stuff, just fast forward like a few minutes. Okay. Their face was very damaged for all 3, so very brutal. Laura's room was definitely the most gruesome by far. Laura had signs of sexual assault because her dress was pulled up.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes. They obviously didn't. The only sign was where her dress was, so it's hard to say if something happened. But
Yeah.
that just seemed to be part of the
This is why we
evidence.
choose the bear.
Mm,
Like, you
yeah.
can't even just kill us and leave us alone. Like, fuck
Right.
Christ almighty.
There was multiple injuries to her hands and arms, and her hand was barely attached, so it just showed defensive wounds that she had really tried to fight. But
That's
the only silver lining is that she probably didn't fight very long before being killed. I think she was killed very quickly.
Jesus.
Oddly, some locks
Crisis.
of her hair were left on the bed, and upon further examination, this wasn't from the axe, but intentionally cut with scissors. Like, so it's kind of weird.
What?
Yes, like little locks of her hair were like left on the bed, or very weird.
This is some like serial killer.
This is weird, yeah. But her jewelry, like her gold ring, was left in the room, so it was
Yeah, 'cause
unlikely
that's not
that
the motive.
theft was the motive, right?
Mhm.
Which,
What the?
if you go to my next photo, you can see her bed. That's what
Oh
her
my
bed looked like.
God.
Whoa.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's black and white / sepia, whatever. But that is blood. That's a ton. It's in the walls, like it's
all on the
Yeah.
walls. It's on the pillow and the mattress. Like, it's a lot of blood.
it sucks. Like, I feel like we're kind of desensitized to this sort of thing now. Imagine 1890, unless you were like fighting in a war or a battle, like you would never see this.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is brutal.
Oh my
and hers
God.
was the most brutal of all three. The captain.
Probably gonna get to it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wonder if she was first.
I'm gonna get
No,
to
but
it.
Okay.
I wouldn't assume so, because if she was screaming, she would have woke them up
Exactly.
before they could kill the other
Oh
one.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, that's right.
So the
Chantal,
captain
you're
had
so
no
smart. Okay.
injuries below the neck. I know, that's why I said I prepped you guys. I'm like, I know some
know,
people
you're like, turn
very
it down.
smart.
Turn down the
I'm
smarts.
gonna figure it out before I get to the end. So the captain had no injuries below the neck, and that he was found in the chart room. Like I said, it was in disarray, but there was only a pool of blood under his body, so it seemed most likely that he was killed first, and he was just hit
Okay.
in the head, like while he was sleeping.
once,
so
just
no
get him out.
defensive
Oh,
wounds.
okay.
Yeah.
So that could be
Very-
why
a
the other
quick
kid
kill.
didn't hear him. Yeah.
because he was like,
Yeah.
bam, out.
Yeah.
Which again, like it's terrible that these people were murdered.
Yes.
But if you're gonna get murdered,
he had the
one
the
shot
best
and you're
death,
gone, like,
probably out of three of
yeah.
them. The second mate had several blows to his chest and then also to his head. And there was a mark on the ceiling in the entrance to his room showing the axe was raised there.
Oh,
And his room
wow.
was also in disarray and bed covered in blood. So he was likely killed second. Like, he probably got up and then he was at the door maybe,
Oh.
and then he got hit. So,
Jesus.
but he probably didn't still have enough time to really act. He just probably heard
Yeah.
something and tried to like get up.
and not enough of a scuffle
Right,
for someone to
for
hear.
someone
'Cause
to-
boats are creaky
Right.
and they're moving,
Laura's room's
and
on the other side too.
yeah,
So,
so a little bit of space, I guess.
Yeah, because they're
And
right
then
beside one
Laura-
another.
They're on the opposite sides.
No,
so
second mate
it's-
and Miss Nash were right beside one another, weren't they?
oh yeah,
according-
they are.
Yeah.
So he must have. So yeah, so he came.
They,
from the
like, shared
chart
a
room, I
wall.
guess. Then
Yeah.
So it just must have been quick enough that she didn't hear anything.
yeah, so I think he like at the door got him, and then it was about 7 blows for each. So
Jesus.
now she could have been startled by something, but didn't
Yeah.
know that
Mhm.
she's gonna be next.
In imminent danger.
Yeah.
Right. So she was likely killed last. Her scream went unanswered by her husband and the second mate, but Lester ends up waking up. There were 2 entrances to Laura's room, though, one from the main cabin and one from Lester's room. But he had barricaded that side of the door when he boarded because he wasn't sure if it was locked or not. So he kind of put something in front of it, he said. But
I don't think it's
technically
Lester.
The killer could have gone through either door.
Yeah, I
Huh.
don't think it's him.
Yeah. But, I would look in his room if there's blood or,
100%.
so
I'm gonna check out everything, but it just
they
I don't know.
They did
like,
search around later, but there was no mention of finding blood like in his room. You think if someone entered through that way, there'd be blood when he
Drops,
left, or
something.
came back into his room. So I don't know.
that's called transfer.
Exactly.
Transfer evidence.
So that was the autopsy. Now we're going to get to the court proceedings and the trial. So on the day of the arraignment in Halifax, the court was packed. Like I said, this case was top news. Everyone wanted
we'd
to
all be there.
Yeah, we would have been there. Like, remember, this is before we had like Netflix. Like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Go watch
We're
this
going to the
case.
fucking court. What do you mean?
Exactly. And I
I
have
packed us
tomatoes.
a lunch in a
because
basket
we're still throwing tomatoes, right?
and lettuce.
Yeah.
And some for the
Yeah,
salad.
save
that I
some for
also
the
made in
salad, of
lunch.
course.
Yes. And the tomatoes.
So they end up having a private tribunal to keep people out.
No.
I know. People were not they were very upset about this. We're trying to find what room it was in.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. So Monks had a lawyer by then, and his story, while still the same, and to be fair, his story was always the same, but he took out the fluff of him being a hero because the lawyer is like,
Okay.
let's just not add
Yeah.
that.
They're like, dude,
We
no
know
one's
this
gonna
is
find that.
not true.
We've seen
You
your
walk.
your nickname is Wheezy Novel Knees. No one's gonna believe this.
No one believes this. But in reality, though, he was never really at risk because he was never really treated like a suspect. But to your point, Megan, I really don't think he did it.
I don't get vibes from him.
Listen, I think his
No.
motive was just
I want to
fun,
hate
okay?
him. Yeah.
Right. And everything was in his corner as well, to be fair. But yeah, I also didn't get the vibe that he did it or would have a motive to do it or could carry it out because he
could physically do it.
right. He seemed very weak.
Right, maybe he can't lift an axe. You could be right. They would hear him
So,
coming like Darth Vader. Like
And his hands are so soft and lotiony
Yeah, I know.
that he
Just
can't get a good
slips
grip
right
on the
out.
axe.
Exactly.
Oh, by George.
Oh my gosh, you're bring my cough back. Okay, sorry.
Sorry, this reminds me of when we were doing that game and we kept doing accents for the characters.
That was so much fun.
That was really fun.
In reality, this was really just to build, though, a case against Bram. And you can my next
Yeah.
photo. That's him at the courthouse. I got them holding his head up or something with this.
why does it look like they're holding up his head?
I don't know. Maybe that's just to just
Could
make
be
sure you're
like a posture.
Oh,
Or you know what? Like, I mean, they probably know the parameters of where the film captures.
Oh
and he
yeah,
maybe
so
was
it's probably
slouchy,
like rest against
Yeah.
and they're trying to like center him.
Mm-hmm.
He looks really upset in the first photo. Like he looks like he's in shock.
Yeah. I mean, he has been through a
Yeah.
lot, and his life as a sailor is probably not super easy.
Yeah.
So he was brought in without
Imagine.
counsel, but was questioned. And his version was portraying him as clinging to his innocence, but not doing a very good job at it. So he was already presumed guilty, essentially.
Mhm.
I don't like that.
Spencer was questioned next, and he corroborated Monk's story. And Brown went next and said that everyone got along except for Bram and Blomberg, the second mate. So he's trying to paint that story.
Okay.
He also testified that he saw Bram enter the after house at 1 a.m. and heard a noise shortly afterward. He looked in the window and claimed he saw Bram strike the captain, and then he heard the wife scream shortly afterwards. He was terrified when Bram emerged, but he didn't have the axe and simply asked him how the sailing was going, as if nothing had happened. That was Brown's story.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Okay.
The others were not asked because they didn't actually witness anything.
Mhm.
Frank,
Henry saw
he said,
something. Slice
He's
knows
got-
something.
yeah, his eyes say otherwise.
Yeah. Henry may not have witnessed this crime, but he
Witnessed
witnessed
something.
something at some
Yeah.
point.
So Brown had told Frank Loeck that he had actually killed a man before, and he was not deemed fit to stand trial. So the prosecution, it never went to trial, and the prosecution never considered this in this whole investigation that he's literally killed a man
Bram,
before
Bram,
and
what
got
are
off
you
because
doing?
he was mentally insane.
Okay, Bram is begging to be put in jail for this. He's begging. Something about it doesn't feel right, but also, is it him? I don't know.
No, this is
Okay.
Brown.
Brown is the
Bra-
one that had
Wha-
this.
Okay, sorry. Then, yes, that makes
Sorry,
sense.
Charlie
Right? 'Cause he
Brown
does seem. Yes.
Told Frank, one of the other sailors, that he
That he killed someone.
had killed a man before.
Sorry, Brown and Bram. I'm getting
I know. I
confused.
know. I should stop. I don't know why I did this to myself. To call
Well,
him
it's not.
Old
It's not your
Charlie
fault.
B, okay, has
Charlie.
he
Charlie
killed a
be
guy.
crazy.
So, meanwhile, in Halifax, they are set to host a carnival like the next week. So they wanted everyone to get out of the city, stop this chaos.
Can we
So
wrap
you
this
just
murder
leave?
trial up?
And at this point, Bram's being charged with a triple homicide. So, and people were very critical of this because they thought like it wasn't making sense, right? Like people
Mhm.
were seeing that at least. So they ended up shipping them all off to Boston for the actual trial.
Wait, so what was this? Like a for funsies? Like
It was like because that's where they landed. So it was purely to like, all right, let's do the autopsy. Like, let's get some of the evidence started.
yeah.
Because this was the first like point of questioning. But remember, because it was a U.S. ship, U.S. victims, they're like, we actually want to try it back in Boston where it originated. So that's just why they ended up shipping people. They boarded a boat, but only Lester Monks boarded as like kind of more of a guest than a prisoner. Like he wasn't
Again,
like forcibly.
he's always a guest.
Yeah. So anyway, they arrive in Boston, and the trial would take place where we find out at this point that Charlie Brown, that's not even his name. So
What?
you were convicted of murder. Well, you weren't. You were charged with murder, but you got off because you weren't competent to stand trial.
And he also admitted, like, hell yeah, I did it. Like, I killed that person. Well, at least he confessed to Frank.
Yeah. Well, he killed someone in the past. So he's definitely killed someone. Like, at least according to him, but he's a big liar. His name is actually Justice Leopold Westerberg. And he would testify against Bram. And also the Halifax detective Nicholas Power would also testify against Bram because he had that really damning evidence that where Bram basically admitted guilt by saying he couldn't have seen me, where she interpreted as admitting
one of those
that
like gotcha
he
moments.
didn't see me. Well, I definitely did the murder. So, but Brown wasn't the one on trial. It was Bram. So despite me thinking at this point, I think we have a better like contender for this. So Monks ended up actually testifying for the defense because it was around the screams, and they're saying that, well, Bram wouldn't have had time to change out of his blood splatter clothes and then get down the deck before you saw him, if that were true.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
him.
fair.
So, which I think makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, Bram was still convicted for murders and for all 3 murders and sentenced to death.
Oh my God.
Fortunately, for his case, he was given a retrial due to a violation of his Fifth Amendment right. And Bram versus United States, case 168 U.S. 532 of 1897, became a landmark case in the U.S. Supreme Court. It saw that the confession obtained involuntarily through force was not admissible in court. So,
Okay,
big decision.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know if I believe him or not, but like you still gotta go through by the book. Like you need to do things correct.
So despite, of course, this, he was found guilty again, but this time was sentenced to life in prison over death. So not that's bad,
better.
I guess. Yeah. And he would stay in prison until 1914 when an author, acclaimed writer of mysteries, Mary Roberts Reinhardt, would come to his rescue. You can go to my next photo.
Oh.
There's Mary. She's like
Okay.
we would definitely be reading her books.
She's the little old school hottie.
Yeah. She became fascinated with the case and used it for inspiration for one of her new books, The After House, she called it. And she firmly believed, because she probably looked at all the evidence, that Bram was innocent after hearing the details. And in her book, the character that was Charlie Brown, was the actual murderer.
Okay. Which
she also
now makes more
sense.
sense, evidence-wise.
She also knew, well, no, he went by, Charlie Brown, but
Leopold Winchester.
He didn't go by
Leopold.
that at the time. Right.
Justice.
So Mary also knew Teddy Roosevelt, and she got him to push for Bram's release shortly after this. And with a little persuasion, Teddy Roosevelt was eventually able to convince President Woodrow Wilson to completely exonerate Bram in 1919.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I did not see that coming.
No.
That it would.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he ended up being released then. I didn't there's probably, if I finish this book, I'll know maybe what became of him later, but he did get out eventually.
I did not see that coming. That's awesome.
No, yeah. And I really do think even though he was a little strange, like they said, he did do some strange things. It just didn't really make sense. And I have a lot of more questions about the evidence, but it's hard when your crime scene's been contaminated for days and you're on
the
open
axe
ocean.
is now overboard somewhere, and
you're dragging the bodies on a boat behind your boat.
Yeah.
in the hot July sun.
But
what do you
mean?
That sounds fine.
Let's see, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Demand / politely request that you finish that book and then do a reel.
Yes.
And be
I
like,
definitely
here's stuff
will.
that
Yes.
we didn't cover in the episode because holy moly.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do that. I think there's probably a lot more in the trial that I don't have as many details on. So, and to be fair, this was like 15 pages with my photos. So I'm like, okay, maybe I will not continue right now. Maybe I'll do it.
It's really interesting. Like there's so much more to this than I thought. And I
It's
want
not
to
even
know
a big
like
book. It had a lot of information. I was like,
I
oh
want to know what happened to him. Like what did Bram do? Like did he go back to his family? Like kind of what happened to him?
yeah.
Well,
Hopefully good stuff.
Stay tuned. We'll find out.
Yeah. There's not a lot like online about this really. So it's like this book, and I think there was another book written. So you really have to, I think, read the books. There was a couple websites I found that kind of went into details, but then it like abruptly stopped. Maybe they only read half the book too. I don't know. But
And then
and
we're done.
yeah. So I think you'd have to read one of these books to get like more details. But I thought it was really fascinating, and I picked this book up a while ago, and I finally started reading it. I just thought it was cool that they also went to Halifax, but yeah,
I
obviously
hear Crazy
justice was
Cat.
not served.
Samus is really upset.
Sorry, Justice is the name of the guy,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Ironically, justice was not served with justice.
I have never liked the Peanuts, like the cartoon The Peanuts, and so I saw Charlie Brown, and I'm like right away.
You were like, I don't like this guy.
I'm not into this, and I knew.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that
good.
was a whirlwind. Bram still needs to he needs a PR specialist because he does not do himself any
No.
favors.
They point out like if he just doesn't open his mouth so much, things would go a lot better for him.
I just feel bad. I think that it was one of those things where it's like, how do I make people think I'm not guilty because I'm not
He's
guilty?
panicking.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the axe overboard.
Yeah.
That'll look totally normal.
Right. And it
No,
wasn't
the
like
kid's
his
right.
idea
We
to
do
do
need to
that,
get rid of
but
this so he can feel safe. Like it's
yeah.
Oh,
God.
wow. Crazy story.
Yes.
Yeah.
People were murdered horrifically,
Mhm.
but it kind of ended up kind of nice-ish. And there's a Halifax connection. You've
I
hit
do
everything on the bingo card.
Still wonder what Brown's motive would have been other than just being. Maybe it is
I
just
think
that
he was
just
mentally
not-
unstable.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think he said like he was seeing like dead people at one point or
Yes,
something
right,
like that. He
right,
thought
yes.
he could see
So
them.
it's giving, like, again, I am not an expert at all, but like a little
Mhm.
like schizophrenia, psychosis.
Something
I'm
was
seeing
going on.
things.
Yeah.
Something's telling me to kill these
And
people.
remember,
Right?
Bram said that August had given him something. He thought there was like some laced with something else.
Right.
That's
Maybe,
another
maybe there really
mhm.
was something in there. Like maybe there was drugs or something. I don't know. Something
Yeah.
that with someone who's already mentally,
Not
not
well.
well,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that just put him over the edge, and he had this crazy moment. Now he, I think, planned enough that he got rid of the evidence, his clothes. So it makes me wonder.
Yeah, that's always the hard part because if you're going to be using a mental illness, then it's like, but can you determine right from wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yeah.
you're getting rid of evidence that shows that maybe you didn't plan it out in advance, so there's no like mens rea, which I think's
Right.
guilty mind.
Yeah.
But if you're covering up evidence in the moment, then that is you actively being like, what I did was bad. I'm going to try to protect myself.
Yeah, exactly. So
So do you, okay, so maybe you don't know this. So Charlie Brown, aka, Leopold Winchester Tintinfield Village Justice. So what, like, did he just nothing? Like they just kept him, they didn't keep him.
that's why I was trying to find if there was something that ended up happening to him, but he was just not charged. And by the time this happened, I don't know where he was.
Wow.
I
would
maybe,
love
like,
to
there's at some
know.
point in this end of the book that I couldn't get to yet, but I was trying to find that out, but I didn't have time today. So maybe
Okay.
that'll something I cover in a reel.
I hope it's in the book because like I need to know.
No, I don't get I didn't see anywhere like online on those resources where it like said that something happened to him. So
This is
I don't
another
think
reason
he
why
was
we need to
held
get
accountable.
some more coffee subscribers too, so we can afford newspapers.com.
Agreed.
Yes.
Because
Oh my God, I know I got blocked in some newspapers for this.
yeah, I mean, like I
was
had
like,
the 1 week trial, and I'm like, it wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
Like imagine if we could just like dig in. I'm sure
I
we could find some
know.
stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, especially for cases like this where it's really not like a ton of information online. There
Yeah,
are
like it
some
didn't
things.
carry over.
But there's definitely an old Halifax Herald somewhere that has some articles.
Yes. When I go, I'm actually
has to be.
I booked a trip home this summer. After all.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'll go
When?
Did it cost you $1
Um,
million? Because that's
it's-
how much
yes.
it costs right now. Jesus.
Yeah, well, my grandma, my parents paid for a little bit because I
Nice.
bring
Oh,
two
that's
other people with
nice.
me.
Yeah.
No,
fair.
no,
That's
Lindsay,
fair.
listen.
So
If people have extra cash, that's what they'd use it
Well,
for. They
and
bring their kids and
they never
grandkids
come
home.
to me,
That's-
so I'm like,
My mom does it all the time for me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, your mom's
I
also
save
the
them
best.
airfare of not coming to me all the time.
When do you leave?
At the beginning of August.
Hell yeah.
So I'll
Nice.
yeah,
Good
I'm
time
only
to
going
go.
for a week. So
Okay.
Oh,
that'd be
I have to
nice.
pee. I have to eat.
Okay.
I love you guys.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's been an hour and 20 minutes. We
I
haven't done this long in a
know.
long
Yeah,
time.
I know. I was like, that's why I was like trying to go faster at the end. So sorry.
No,
so
But
long,
we like to
we're
talk.
gonna have-
So
Yeah, and also we haven't done this for a
Yes.
while. I think we missed each other.
Yes.
I
a little bit.
know.
okay.
Okay,
Well,
everyone, pee, eat, shower, sleep, all that stuff.
Okay.
bye.
I love
Lindsay,
you guys.
excellent case.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.